Hi everyone, it's John from What Up. Uh, Tonight I plan on doing a video about the language in the Wheel of Time book series and how all that I think it may or may not translate to the small screen when Amazon Prime adapts it as a television show. So if you do like the videos, I would ask that you like them and subscribe if you can and leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing and anything you'd like to see. This particular video actually comes from one of the comments in one of my other videos. Someone had asked how well they think the language will translate, and it gave me the idea for this video. So there we go. So for this video, there will be no spoilers. I'll be using some language and some small examples from the books, but it's not going to spoil any character arcs or plot lines or anything even minor in the books. So no spoilers whatsoever. So for those of you who've read the series, we all know that Robert Jordan can be very wordy, and his dialogue it works really good as a book series. So when you're reading it, the dialogue flows well. It's very well formed. You make up your own accents in your head, and things they go really well. But then you look at what might happen if you translate that to the small screen, and if you look at the the prologue of the first book that was adapted into the short, I don't know what you'd call it, a film, not really, episode, uh, a way of hanging on to the rights by Red Eagle Entertainment, which is essentially what it was, that aired quite a number of years ago. They held pretty true to the dialogue in the books, and it didn't work out so well at all. It was pretty bad. Now the budget was probably low. The acting quality was, I mean, Billy Zane style. I mean, he's not a bad actor. He's just not maybe the right person for the role. Uh, but it seemed a little forced and it didn't flow really well on the small screen. Do I think Amazon Prime is going to do any better with that? I've no doubt in my mind they will. They do really well in all their shows that they do put out, and the Wheel of Time I don't believe will be any different. Now, how well will it translate? Well, let's specifically look at some of the curse words in the books. So, light, blood and bloody ashes. They'll probably translate really well. I mean, they'll come out. You can say them. I just said them. It didn't sound too bad. Not really. I mean, when the actors and actresses are saying it, I'm sure that they'll be able to put their own spin on it, and it'll work really well. When you get later on into the books, though, and the curse words start getting a little inventive, um, and they really don't make any sense. I think they're probably going to cut a lot of that out. Sheep swallop and sheep swallop and bloody buttered onions. That comes to mind. One of the characters in the book's Elaine. That was her big curse word that she used, and it kind of surprised people. And the way people reacted in the books, it was a terrible thing to say. In reality, it sounds really foolish when you say it out loud. I mean, I couldn't say it without giggling. Uh, Now, the actress who's going to play Elaine, will she be able to say it with a straight face? Probably. She's an actress. I mean, I can't because I have no self control. But um, will it sound good though? No. No, it won't. It really won't. So I think they'll keep some of the curse words in the books, and I think a lot of the curse words, the made up ones that are really kind of outlandish, they'll kind of go by the wayside, and they may throw an Easter egg in here or there that will appeal to the fans. And you'll hear it and you go, oh, I remember that from the books. It was terrible, and they put it in. Great, awesome. But I think they're going to cut a lot of those ones. Another character, Uno, flamin' everything. Everything was flamin'. That works. I mean, that does work. Um, sure, it can be sound as a curse word because it's not foolish, it's not silly. It's just he's saying something with a lot of emphasis, kind of like the when they say peace in the books as a as a talisman or whatnot. It works. It works really well for the characters involved. It's the more silly, long-winded things that maybe Elaine certainly says during the books. They're going to cut those, I believe. There's no way they'd keep them in because they do sound a bit foolish. General dialogue, just the characters talking to each other. I think they'll update a little bit. I don't think they're going to go word for word dialogue in all areas of the book. It would just be impossible. The show would be, you know, 3.5 years long for the first season to get through the first book if they did word for word everything everybody said. Not really, but I'm exaggerating quite a bit. But you know what I mean. It's they're going to cut some. They have to. and they're going to update it to today's standards because I mean, when the book was written in, he started writing it in the 80s. Um, Language has changed between now and then, and the way he intended certain things to be said in the books. Uh, some of it's timeless; it works out real well. But a lot of things that he wrote down and how the characters interact with each other, it could be updated for today. I mean, we're looking at 30 plus years later. So yeah, I'd say they're probably going to update the dialogue a bit, and we won't get word for word what's in the books, but you'll get something close. And there'll be probably fairly large sections of the books that will come out word for word, especially some of the bigger speeches and whatnot that are very memorable from the books. You'll get them word for word because the fans are going to look for that. However, the people who are not fans of the books, they won't care so much, I don't think. So they're going to want to hear something that's recognizable to them and not foolish sounding. So I think that they'll change some things and some will stay the same. As for the way Jordan writes, all the skirt smoothing and braid tugging and flashing eyes and things like that, he's very descriptive in the way the female characters interact with each other. Um, I think there'll be a couple of well placed braid tugs here or there, or some very obvious skirt smoothing here or there on purpose, sort of as a fan service type thing to people who have read the series. But I don't think it'll be as prevalent in the show as it is in the books, mainly because it happens an awful lot. I mean, almost every scene some of the women characters are in, you're going to get at least some of that, if not a whole lot of it. And it'd get old real fast watching it on the screen. Um, and I think the actresses might end up losing some hair if they keep tugging their braids that much. So again, I think they're going to change some things there. So anyway, quick video tonight. Just wanted to let you know again, I appreciate everything you guys have been saying, and I do take suggestions, and I'm trying my best here. So if you have anything else, please let me know, and here's to many more.